Jack was a man who never paid attention to where he was walking. His eyes were always locked on the beautiful women on the street. One day, his habit led him to crash straight into a street lamp and pass out. When he woke up, everything had changed. He went home, opened his closet, and was shocked to find that all his clothes had turned into women's styles. On his way to work, he was met with teasing and flirting from women. When he arrived at the office, the situation became even more shocking. His male colleagues were wearing sexy little shorts, looking incredibly hot, and his boss had turned into a woman, trying to flirt with him. She even started undressing in the office. At first, Jack was thrilled, thinking it was his lucky break, so he instinctively crouched down to help her take off her shoes. But when he saw her legs covered in hair, he immediately lost interest and rejected her on the spot. Unsurprisingly, he was fired. Furious, Jack went home, only to find that his mother had taken over his father's role, while his father had become a cashier, discussing fashion trends. Jack was utterly confused and couldn't understand how this had happened. After thinking it over, Jack realized he had woken up in a world where gender roles were completely reversed. Women held all the power, could stand to pee, and were just as strong as men. Jack wanted to go back to his old world, so he decided to try running into the street lamp again. But this time, there was no miracle. Instead, he just knocked himself out again, holding his head. Back at home, while brushing his teeth, Jack received a call from a female friend who invited him out. Jack's mood changed, and he accepted the invitation. Soon, he found himself at a bar, but the scene there shocked him even more. The pole dancers on stage were all men, and almost all the audience were women. The few men present were being fondled by the women. Jack found the whole situation ridiculous, but he didn't give up on the date. However, when he and his female friend returned home, and she saw his thick chest hair, she lost all interest immediately. Jack thought his chest hair was sexy and would attract women, but instead, he was rejected right then and there. The next day, Jack went to vent to a friend, only to find that his friend had changed as well. His friend was doing all the housework, while his wife was sitting on the couch, watching soccer and occasionally complaining loudly. Even more bizarre, his friend's son was wearing sexy shorts and a crop top, leaving the house with a bag. Jack was at a loss for words, confused by the flipped world he found himself in. At that moment, his friend told him, "You're not so young anymore. You need to take care of your skin and dress appropriately to attract women." Jack fell into deep thought. Since he couldn't change this world, why not embrace it and enjoy it? So, he began to transform himself. He got a stylish haircut, groomed his eyebrows, shaved all his body hair, and finally put on some super short hot pants. With that, Jack had successfully become the normal man in this reversed world. Jack's transformation was his way of adapting to this new world, and it allowed him to find his place in a society where gender roles were completely flipped.